Hello everyone and welcome to another high elo game of Age of Empires. Today the gatherers meet the hunters in the Valley of Death as Hera, playing as the Britons in blue, gets ready to take on the Viper, playing as the Mongols in yellow. Now all the players heard their herdables explore their immediate surroundings and try to go up to Feudal as fast as possible. Let's first take a look at the game that we're watching before jumping into the civs. This is a game from the Champions Invitational tournament, a best of 21 slugfest hosted by Hera, who invited 4 other major champions, or rather tournament champions, to join him in battling it out to see who will be the best of the best. Other participants, in addition to Hera and the Viper, who we see on our screens, are Mr. Yo, TaToH, and Vinchester. So this is a game from that, which is why you saw players starting with 9 villagers and 2 houses already, which is helping to speed up the ages, at least the Dark Age so far. Now, if you're interested in finding out more information, there will be a link in the description of the video below. Feel free to click, check it out. Lots of super fun games. I am casting them one at a time and hoping to post them, maybe not all of them, but a lot of them. So without further ado, let's jump into the civilizations. The Britons, a civilization built around supporting its ranged units. Archery ranges work 10% faster. Their foot archers, except for skirmishers, all get extra range for free, +1 in castle, and then another +1 in imperial. And if that's not enough range for you, all of their foot archers can be upgraded to get even more range. Now, all of this extra range is good news for their unique unit, the longbow. This is a decent foot archer that comes with a massive 12 range when fully upgraded. Briton Trebs are also some of the most powerful in the game because they can be upgraded to actually do blast damage and have 100% accuracy against stationary units. Now, to support its military production, Briton town centers do cost 50% less wood, and their shepherds work 25% faster. Now, across the dried up Nile, the valley, the river here, we've got the Viper playing as the Mongols in yellow, an incredibly fast cavalry-centric civilization. Their scout line units come with extra line of sight. Their cav archers fire faster. Their light cav hussars and steppe lancers all come with 30% more HP. Here we go. We'll get into this in a second. And their unique unit, the Mangadai, is a fast firing, quick cavalry archer with an attack bonus against siege. Now, to help, or rather to keep up with their incredibly fast units on the field of battle, the Mongols can actually upgrade their siege units to move 50% faster. If you haven't seen the drill upgrade in action, I highly recommend it. All the siege units start looking like bumper cars. Now, to support their military endeavors, take a look at this. Their hunters work 40% faster, and their houses can actually be upgraded themselves so that they don't lose population space if they get destroyed. So we've got a civilization of the gatherers, the shepherds who work faster versus the hunters who hunt and gather food from the deer faster. That's why I said in the intro, the gatherers versus the hunters. You know, I always read when you have to explain a joke, it's not really a good joke. In any event, Hera, take a look at this. Our Britons starting to turtle up a little bit. Doesn't want to take any kind of early game aggression. This is a big chunk of the map. I'm going to zoom out. Apologies to anyone on a smaller screen. Look at the chunk of the map that our Briton has carved out. This is like a 5th or a 6th of the map. Let's see who is advantage here. I mean, take a look, all the deer. This naturally inures to the benefit of the Mongol, right? At least in the post-early stages, right in the early stages of the game when you have your sheep and your you can herd them and your shepherds can work faster. Probably the Britons have a slight edge. Although I say that the Mongol has already reached Feudal and is already sending a spearman across the valley here. But I think once the sheep are exhausted, take a look at this once rich river that is now just sandy and barren, but apparently a good place for deer. I guess because there's no more water, there are no more alligators and crocodiles, so these deer can get their water here without having to worry about a giant croc rearing its big old toothy head and snapping it and killing it. 2 scouts now. Army supply 3-2, villager count 22 apiece. But look, there's 1 scout already inside the base. And this is what I always mention. When you carve out such a big part of the map, it's very hard to defend all the extremities And the Viper, realizing this, is attacking at the extremity, but Hera sends one villager. Smart move. This scout already at less than half of its HP will repair the palisade, will build a house. And the chase of the spearmen begins. Oh, our Briton knows. He knows the civilizations. He doesn't need to listen to me in the beginning of the game. He knows he's got to lame as many huntables as possible here. And by doing so, he is reducing the speed by which the Viper can just explode his economy. In an Age of Empires, if you attack the economy, you weaken the economy, you ultimately do end up weakening the army. Scout might want to come and join the party here. Hera should be able to get one more deer before dying here. This scout, continuing to explore, has seen basically everything inside Hera's base. And players committing here to Feudal Age. Spearman moving there. This one spearman continues, but he knows... I think he could probably stop and attack another deer. I don't think he needs to really run away. Not from two skirmishers that attack on a 2. That means he can take, what, 8 shots? Spearman chasing scout house. The Viper moving forward with a villager here. He is nowhere close to going up to castle. Is he going to build some kind of proxy base? Okay, spearmen chasing each other. Scouts in the front of the base. We are at 1 kill to 0. Oh, never mind. 1 kill to 1. Hunters continue hunting. Army supply is massing here, 8 to 6. Where is Hera's 6 army supply? We have a scout here. Oh my god. Oh, this is hilarious. Spearman chasing spearman. He's gathering to armed force. He's going to try to bust in, but there's villagers here. There's already units to defend. Hera, no! Hera, no! Hera, no! Oh my god! Oh my god! I completely didn't notice that there was a single individual tree. Never use a single individual tree as part of your wall off, because that is exactly what can happen. Oh my goodness. Oh, a bunch of villagers get caught out here. One dies already. Another dies. Oh my god, what the hell just happened? Let's take a look. I think I can explain this one. Let me know if I'm wrong, but I believe when you have individual trees like this, and when I say individual, I mean, you know, on their own, not clumped up against other tiles. And maybe somebody made a video of this, somebody like Spirit of the Law with more detailed knowledge of the game, but I suspect this is what happened. When you have an individual tree like this, after you fell it, so 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, now it's felled, still has 100 wood, as you can see. But when you've knocked it down, you can then build on top of it, which is what the Viper does. He constructs a palisade wall and then deletes it. Deletes it. And now the tile is clear. And now that the tile is clear, the wall has been breached, the settlement is open, and he just struts right in like he owns the place. Again, let me know in the comments below if I am wrong or right. I suspect it's when it's individual trees. Boot up the game, try it yourself. For example, if if you try to do it to this tree, it won't work. If you try to do it to this tree, it won't work. This one, it won't work. But individual trees like this one will work. This one should work. And wow, I didn't even notice originally that Hera had used this one individual tree as part of his wall off, thinking nothing of it. It just kind of glossed, you know, when you see something, it just kind of glosses over your eye and you just don't register it. But wow, the Viper exploiting that one tiny gap in the palisade wall, and Hera, having put so much effort into walling and double walling his base, finds himself completely breached. And take a look at this. Now the Viper inserts himself with the better units here. Skirmishers zone out everything that's here, and whatever's not zone out, the scouts will kill. Gets the villagers. Forget the army. Look, he's making a beeline. Oh, he sees the lumberjack. So he knows there must be a lumber camp somewhere here where his scout previously died. Oh man. And look at his units. They're making literally a beeline for this wood line. Oh, and I think Hera knows that the Viper, unimpeded, can put his feet up, grab a beer, and just continue working on his economy. He's got 6 villagers on gold here. He's got his farming going up. His hunters, his fishermen are working like crazy. And while Hera starts having to panic and defend his settlement, the Viper can just slowly go up. And even though Hera has more food and gold at the moment, the Viper in a few minutes will just outboom him. And Hera knows that in 4 or 5 minutes, he's going to hear that rattling sound, which means that your opponent has gone up to the next age. This Roman numeral 2 will become a Roman numeral 3. And then he's going to be in serious trouble because there is still a villager here. Where's the villager? There he is, hiding behind a bamboo. So, wow, Hera loses access to his settlement. He can no longer control the borders and decide who he lets in or not. He loses positioning with this better army, not stronger, but better, just countering everything with these skirmishers. And what's not countered, the villagers are going to die to the scout cav, and Hera just sees a few moves ahead. And man, oh man, oh, should we even look at resources? What do you guys think? Sub 5,000? Yeah, sub 5,000. I was wondering to say maybe sub 10,000. I mean, 13 minutes with the Mongols and the Britons is not, they can get their economies going pretty nicely, but sub 5,000 economies pretty identical. Kill count, nothing to really write home about, 4-1. But the 2 villager kills here lying dead on the field, and the scouts huffing it over to get a few more means that Hera can no longer rely on his economy. And once your economy goes to the shitter, the game ends. And by the way, look at this scouting from the Viper. I harp on a lot about map vision, scouting, and why bonuses like the Vietnamese one are super powerful, knowing where your opponent is. Look at the Viper. He knows exactly where the wood lines are, where the Briton is going to have to go for lumberjacking. He knows there's a lumber camp here. He sees the secondary gold here. He's got units, it looks like, streaming across the map. Another skirmisher, another scout, more and more moving across. By the way, not a bad location for these structures halfway across the map. And like I said, Hera loses access to the security fence he built around his settlement. Loses positioning, not really much he can do here. This area is safe. The rest up for grabs. And just realizes that in 3, 4, 5 steps, he is going to be falling way too far behind. 13 army supply to 6. Scores not really radically different. I mean, 20% different. But at the 13-minute mark of the game, not exactly is something that's super relevant. But wow, I didn't really think I was going to cast a 13-minute game between these 2 titans of the game, but here we are. And the Viper exploits this individual single tree, what do we want to call it, feature of the game, and just busts his way into the base. And Hera here, he's not ready at all. He's researching upgrades. He's got 1 archery range. Let's take a look right before it died. He's training archers. Archers are going to do jack diddly against these skirmishers. And what are you researching here? Okay, at least they'll have +1 attack and range, but these guys, no attack, just armor for now. So he doesn't want to take any damage from these archers. 4 attack versus 4 armor means they do 1 damage a shot. And now they're going to go up to 5, which means they still do just 1 damage a shot. So Hera, realizing this, the Viper with access to the ooey gooey center of the Briton settlement, takes the W, but GG to both players. Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips and make sure to subscribe and enable notifications so that you're notified of my latest uploads.